At the church, Homer volunteered to collect donations. Frustrated by Burns' stinginess, he kept poking Burns with his basket, demanding more money. Thus, Homer surpassed Flanders, who had held the top spot for years, becoming the volunteer who raised the most money this time. He left arm in arm with the pastor, feeling triumphant. Homer resolved to become the kindest person in the entire city. When the ever-generous Flanders wanted to donate clothes and food to the homeless, Homer beat him to it. Once, Homer was a very selfish person. At Christmas, he received gifts from friends, but failed to prepare return presents. He hastily bought candy to give them instead. So Homer was accused by his friends of being selfish. Burns distributed Christmas gifts to everyone, giving Homer a limited edition game card to pass to Bart. Homer promptly turned around and sold the card for a large sum. He returned home with the money, intending to take his family shopping for gifts. Yet he only bought the kids 2 keychains. Then he splurged on a luxury item for himself, leaving him no money for a Christmas tree. Finally, he went to the slums and bought a withered sapling. Homer was putting out a fire in the tree at home. When Marge heard strange noises, Homer tried to cover it up, claiming it was Maggie talking. Marge discovered Homer had spent all the money on luxury items and flew into a rage, snatching Maggie back from Homer's arms. That night, Marge had a huge fight with Homer over his selfishness. Homer was banished to sleep on the couch. He saw on TV that selfish people go to hell. Terrified, he had nightmares all night. So Homer resolved to stop being selfish and become kind. He made up for missing Christmas gifts for friends, and didn't fight over the last pork chop. He gave it to Marge. Marge instantly cried tears of joy at Homer's thoughtfulness. Homer even turned their backyard into a free skating rink and provided shelter for the homeless. When Flanders arrived at the charity center with food for the homeless, he opened the door to find it completely empty. Citizens praised Homer as the kindest person in town. Homer ended up on TV. When Flanders found out, he was so furious he yanked his beard. He resolved to outdo Homer in kindness to defend his title as Springfield's kindest resident. Flanders dressed as Santa Claus and distributed Christmas gifts to every citizen. To buy the presents, he even rented out his own house. Upon learning this, Homer decided to get back at Flanders. So he sneaked into people's homes at night and stole the Christmas presents. He even knocked out a little girl and her teddy bear who witnessed his theft. Just as he was dousing the pile of gifts with gasoline, ready to burn them, the citizens discovered Homer the thief. They stormed over, furiously pelting Homer with snowballs to vent their anger. Flanders rushed forward, shielding Homer, and begged the crowd to forgive him. But the furious residents wouldn't listen, hurling snowballs at him too. So Homer and Flanders worked together to return all the gifts to their own. Finally, everyone gathered together in the snow and sang Christmas carols in unison.